Action.
Okay, so first question. Growing up, did you always know that you wanted to be an athlete?
Uh, it's a good question. No, I didn't. I wanted to be a teacher. That was my that's what I wanted to do. That's what I thought I was gonna do. And I guess I was always athletic, and it found me somehow. I started with soccer, and then my last year of high school, I got into sprinting. So it was like all through primary school, it was soccer. And then, last year of high school, I met my high school coach, who is now like a mentor to me. Who was like, yo, you could run. You should try to get a scholarship. And I was like, okay. And that's how I got into it.
Wow, and you're still in contact with him?
Oh, yeah. I saw him. I went to Jamaica. I was in Jamaica 2 weeks ago. I saw him. Every year when I go there, I see him. We talk on WhatsApp. He's now the high school principal for my high school. When I was going there, he was the head coach. And he's worked his way up to being the principal now. He's still like, yo, you should come back and coach. I'm like, no. Maybe one day. Yeah. But,
Cool.
yeah.
So you've represented Jamaica at multiple Olympics.
Yeah.
How has your mindset around Olympic competition and personal goals evolved since your very first games?
Ooh. I would say there's been a lot of growth in terms of self-confidence and just being able to know that I could achieve anything I set my mind to, right? And my story is unique because I made my first Olympics by coaching myself, right? Which is not the norm. So I could give you a little backstory if you want. So basically, I got a scholarship from Jamaica to a university in America, and then where I was in Jamaica training, the best athletes in the world. At the time, they had the world record holder in the 100, multiple Olympic champions, not just Olympian, people who actually win medals, gold medals. So that's the program I came out of. Got a scholarship because I wasn't good enough, right? So they were like, get a scholarship, go overseas. So I went to a school in Missouri. After 1 year of being at the school, I'm like, yo, this is not gonna cut it if I'm trying to make an Olympics. So what I used to do is wake up in the morning, do my own training, then go to class, then do the university training, and then I made my first Olympics.
Wow.
Literally, waking up at 6.
What made you how did you have that realization that you need to start taking it into your own hands?
Because I came out of the program where I seen what it takes, right? I've seen how the guys work. I've seen how the program is structured, just the mindset, just the whole thing. And then training at the university, I could tell it was a good university. It was good enough to win NCAA, but to make the Olympics, it takes a little bit more work. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to start doing 2-a-days. So I used to wake up at 6, train, and fun fact, I used to go to the evening training, and I used to jog the practice. Whatever the training is, I used to jog it, go slow, and then go to the track meet and run fast, and the coach would be confused. He'd be like, how is it that you don't hit no times in training, but when it's track meet time, you're running fast? And I used to be like this. He caught me though. He caught me eventually. Coaches eventually, they start asking questions, then snooping around, and then eventually I think he saw me one morning. We locked eyes, and then from then I was just like, yo, I'm doing it regardless of how you feel.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you've always had this sense of personal agency.
Yeah, always. I'm always somebody who like to go after what I want, but I'm also open into learning. So at that time, I used to be asking a lot of questions around coaching myself and talking to different coaches, not just the university coach, but coaches from other schools and stuff like that, and just trying to absorb as much information as I can to assist myself.
What has been your favorite memory competing at the Olympics?
So 2012 Olympics, they had a team meeting, and basically I was the first the 400-meter hurdles was the first track event where a Jamaican is gonna compete, right? So I had to set the tone for the team. So the night before in the meeting, everybody was like, oh, Cato, you have to set the tone for the team. And this time, you know, Bolt had the world record. All of them were on the team. So everybody was like, yo, set the tone. I went out there. I ran that first part of that 200, that 400 so hard and then died. Like when I said I went from first to last, setting the tone, my tights ripped, like so many things happened. Like I had, like for like 3 days, I was like in the room locked up, didn't come out. And when I came out, this is what I wanted to say. When I came out, nobody was mad about it. Everybody was like, you know, it happens to the best of us. So that right there gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I could do this. So I would say that's like something that I could never forget.
I wanted to add on to what you were just saying. That sounds like a lot of pressure.
It definitely was pressure and situation, but it was like such a good feeling to, you know, just everybody's like, yo, we're relying on you to set the tone for the team. That was big for me, right? That's something I would never forget. Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where you considered walking away from the sport? And what kept you going?
Oh man, there's so many times I feel like walking away. This morning I felt like walking away. But one of my most like trying moments was, I think it was 2014. I tore my hamstring completely. So it was like 6 months of rehab. So in that 6 months, it was like, yo, I saw everybody running fast, and it was like, yo, can I still do this? So it was tough. I had to do a lot of like what would you say, like self-talk, like, okay, take your time, keep going forward, one foot in front of the other, and eventually your time will come. So, you know, I kept going, and I never stopped, but I wanted to. It was like, yo, you're done now, your time is done. I've had multiple times, but that time was one of the longest stretch, like 6 months. Yeah. Yeah.
Happy you kept going.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How do you define success now compared to when you first started?
Whoa, it's a good one. So, when I first started, like, when I realized that I had talent, and I was like, okay, I've seen athletes do it, and I could do it too. The whole thing at that time was, okay, get a scholarship or get a shoe deal, right? You know, run fast enough to where you could get a shoe deal. And I did it. And now I think it's not even about the shoe deal anymore. It's about, okay, can you inspire other athletes and teach them, like the younger ones that are coming up, what the mistakes you made are the things that you did for success. Can you share that with them so they get better success in the sport? Like I would say that's something that's different from when I first started and now. Like when I look at it from before, it was like, yo, as fast as you can get scholarship. Now I'm running faster now than when I was signed to like Puma, right? Faster now. And when I was in university, running as fast as I could then. I'm doing it faster now. And the reason why I'm still going is because I want to show athletes that not because you didn't get the brand, don't mean you can't establish yourself as an athlete and make a name for yourself, build a brand for it. It's easier now. Like when I was in university, we didn't have NIL deals. Now they have all types of stuff you could do. Like, or if you have a social media, you could be your own agent, right? As you're fast enough and you train hard enough, you could do it on your own. So that would be the biggest thing, like showing people that back then you would need an agent, you would need certain things set up for you to do stuff. Now you don't need it, you could do it on your own.
It's cool that success for you, the way that you just described, started with yourself and then spread to others.
Yeah. That's like the main thing right now. I see young athletes and I look at them and they're like, yo, you do this. And I'm like, what's your plan 5 years from now? And they're like, I never thought about that. I'm like, you should think about that, right? Instead of like, oh no, it's all good, you'll be fine. One of my favorite things to say is every week there's a new athlete. Every week there's a faster athlete, right? So you need to set something up for yourself and keep going forward.
Amazing. Okay, so you mentioned before that you were originally interested in teaching.
Yeah.
And now it seems like whether or not you consider yourself a mentor, it very much sounds like you are in this mentorship stage of life. Does that feel
Yeah.
relevant for you, or is
That's
that something you want to pursue?
like that's what it comes. Not that's why I because at first I was like, okay, should I still go into like teaching? But I find that this route is a little bit better for me, where I have a track club, certified coach, all that good stuff, and I'm still running, and I get to do what I like, but also teach people, right? So and then there was like a point where I was like, okay, do people really want this information or care about what I have to say? And then, like the more I put the information out, the more I get like respond back like, yo, there's somebody out there that wants the information. So that's why I keep like, spreading that type of information.
Very cool.
I consider it teaching.
That is. It is. You've spoken on men's mental health and expressed that vulnerability is a strength. Do you think it is important for more discussion around this, specifically for high-performing athletes?
Oh yeah, definitely. The reason why I touched on that topic is because you don't see a lot of people talking about it, especially in sports, track and field specifically. So, and our sport is like one of those sports where it's mentally tough. It's like there's no instant gratification. It's like you could train for 4 years. Like think about it. I trained for 4 years to run in a circle for under a minute, 48 seconds, right? And all it takes is one wrong step. And I make it harder on myself because I'm clearing barriers. I have 10 barriers to clear while doing it. One wrong step, I miss a step, and then it's like your whole life is like, okay, I've been doing this for so long. Now you're depressed. You name it, depressed, sad, you feel lonely. Even when you're surrounded by people, you still feel lonely. So I think talking about like that aspect of just having somebody to talk to, it needs to be talked about more. I think I could do more. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I have a team around me, I have people around me, so I could talk to like my people. But sometimes, somebody don't have anybody to talk to, and all it takes is a listening ear. So I'm trying to let people know they could talk. Yeah. Come to think of it, there's only like one other guy I see in the sport who he will talk about it. He'll be like, yo, sometimes I'm sad, and if I didn't have this person to help me, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I'm out there in the sport. I'm looking at everybody. So.
That's awesome. You're adding to the space. And
Yeah.
adding to you're saying you only can picture one other person that talks about it.
Literally.
It's not very common, right?
At all. Especially as athletes, because if you know anything about track and field sprinters, they're very like uptight. They're pretty much like private. Like you never know. Like everybody's secret training. You can't know nothing. Like think about it. Bolt was like the fastest guy. You don't know what he did for training unless you was right around him, and he didn't do nothing special. Because the workouts are the workouts, right? But it's the people you have around him that made the difference. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the next question. Okay, so what's one lesson from track and field that's shaped who you are as a person?
Ooh. Good question. One lesson. I've learned so many lessons, but I think one of the biggest one is just that delayed gratification of training every day and not seeing results, right? And just thinking big picture. That kind of like frame who I am as a person. Because I could work for years without seeing no results and just know it's going to come one day. And I know if I'm doing all the right things, I'm checking all the boxes, I'm not worrying about, okay, where is the result? So that's like that delayed gratification from track and field has made me who I am. Like learning to be patient, staying consistent, and just doing the right things, always willing to grow and like always trying to find new information. Never just be like stuck in a box. Always try to think outside the box. You could be in the box too, but you could go outside of the box sometimes. So that's like the main thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Patience that you were saying, like,
Yeah.
oh, I could go like years doing something, and I'm like, oh my god, I could not. I can't learn this. Like, I need to know if it's working soon. But But that's great that you've developed that, because that can be applied, like you kind of said, into like any area, right? Like it's just like a life lesson. So that's great. Okay. You and your wife founded and worked together at Lifestyle Athletics.
Yeah.
What is it like for you sharing this business together? What strengths do you both bring?
So it's very fun sharing like our business together because we both have different ideas, and sometimes we kind of clash with the ideas that we have, and I find that it makes our relationship stronger because then we compromise on what, because she sees my ideas and I see her ideas, and I'm like, okay, maybe this will work for that and that will work for that. So we have fun with it, but I would say in terms of organization, she's the more organized one. I'm more of like I'm preppy, so I would be like, okay, we're getting up tomorrow, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing that, and she's like, okay, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. I like schedule and stuff like that. She was way better at it than I am. So, and I'm more like, okay, hands on. What can I do right now? So we kind of balance it out. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was more so I wanted to know. That's great. I love it. Okay, what would your 5-year-old self think of the life that you've built for yourself?
Oh. There'd probably be like why, because when I was young, I wanted to also, like I grew up in a garage, so I like cars. So I always thought I was gonna like have something to do with cars. People be like, why are you not doing nothing with cars? But they'll be proud of me for being, who I am and the things I've accomplished, coming from where I came from too. So.
How do you find balance between striving for peak performance and taking care of your mental health, especially during intense training or after setbacks?
So everybody finds balance a little bit different. I find for me, I like to completely disconnect from like training, do something totally the opposite of training, like cycling. Hanging out with Dee, doing something like what she wants to do. So like spending time with like family, I find that's something that helps me a little bit. So I would say that's like one of the main things that I use to find balance. And I'm somebody who tends to be pretty much 100% into anything that I'm doing. So once I get out of like competition or from a setback, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. It's complete break. So that's how I find my balance.
Like an all or nothing.
Yeah, so like I'm like 100% in or not in at all.
Amazing. Okay, can you share how your support system, including coaches, family, and teammates, contributes to your mental well-being during training and competition?
It's a community, so it consists of different little things. You have people who like will push you a little bit and then hold you accountable when you're like not doing the things you say you want to do, or the commitments you made for yourself and you don't fulfill those commitments. The people who are around me will hold me accountable. So I would say that's like the biggest thing with my support system. They kind of help me to stay level-headed and be like pursue the things you want to pursue, but also give me confidence and the space to be like, do your thing. So that's like the main thing.
So surround yourself with people.
Yeah, that's like the main thing.
Mental preparation.
Oh yeah.
How do you mentally prepare for high-pressure competitions, and what strategies do you use to manage anxiety or stress before a race?
So I use a few strategies. I would say one of my main ones is I like to do a lot of like journaling. So I would write down a lot of like what I'm thinking, like first thing in the morning or at night. Sometimes I would do a lot of like visualization where I'm literally closing my eyes, thinking about me being in the stadium, the competition, how hot is it outside, what spike, am I wearing my favorite like spikes, like am I wearing my favorite shades, like lots of visualization, and just good music. I don't like hype music before I compete. I really and truly like anything jazzy, like hip hop jazz, if that's a genre, like that type of stuff, like soft music, and try to be as relaxed as possible before I explode. So that's kind of how I do it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
this is a wild card question. It's not on here.
Okay.
So your life is a novel.
Yeah.
Every year of your life is a different chapter. What is the name of this chapter you're currently in?
This chapter? Oh man, we were talking about this too. This chapter is lessons learned. That's what I would call it. Or because coming off of last year, I had an amazing year. Like I myself couldn't believe it. I had to pinch myself. I'm like, yo, like people don't understand what I'm doing. And in every aspect, just like with like social media, like running, the business, everything is like going, right? And then this year, certain things are going, like social media is still going. All the other stuff that I put time into last year, still going. But then the track aspect of it, season open, great, faster than last year. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. It's gonna be even worse than right? And then boom, injury, right? Like 2 weeks before the nationals, is injury. And it's like, what do you do in this moment? Right? And it's like, okay, this is a lesson, take a step back, look at what you're doing, and then take your time, one foot in front of the other, and keep moving forward. So, yeah, it's that chapter this year.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great. I have one more question that just popped up as we were talking, because I find it fascinating that you said you're the fastest you've ever been. And I feel like in Olympic sports or with athletes, sometimes like age falls into the conversation, and you're almost like completely defying everything that's been said around that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts around that, and do you wish the narrative was different?
Yeah, that's why I'm still doing it. I'm trying to show people that, and I'm the type of person who look for that one person who is doing what I'm doing. So there's a few out there who are doing it. I'm not the only one. So when I look for those people and I try to hold on to that, and I learn too, because I'm like, what are they doing? Like, how are they still going, right? And I think for me, because I didn't accomplish what I truly thought I could when I was supposedly in my prime, right? It's like I knew I could do better. So when I actually did it, I learned so much from it. I'm like, okay, I could do more, right? So in certain events, they're like, oh, age or whatever. They try, like, I have stories. I could tell you. My agent back in the day, it was like, after 25, he was like, yeah, like, time to go retire, right? And I lived to see the day where I went to trials last year. Last year I was in Jamaica, I saw him. And he looked at me and he smiled. And I'm like, yep, still here. And he knows what I'm doing, right? So I think the reason why I'm still going is to push the limits. I want to push past whatever and show kids too, because not because you're 23 and you didn't do what you want, don't mean because most track athletes, they work. They're regular people. They work regular jobs. They have businesses, but they love the sport. But if you follow somebody or you listen to somebody and they're like, yo, after 25 you're done, and you in yourself didn't believe that you hit your true potential, then if you quit, that's on you, right? And for me, I want to keep going. I want to show even my wife too, because she started running in her 20s, right? And in my head, I'm like, you haven't even reached your peak yet, right? So that's why I'm still going at it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.